video. If you're able, that'd be awesome. What is up, Team Happy and Fit? Happy Tuesday. I am so freaking excited. We have Brad tonight. He is going to be talking about the UNSTUCK formula. I am so pumped to hear about that. I know that's going to speak to a lot of coaches tonight. I want to keep this short and quick because I want you to go all in, and maybe at the end we'll have time for some questions. Brad, again, thank you for spending your night with us.
Oh, you are so welcome. What's going on, guys? Happy Tuesday. Can you guys hear me? Is my voice coming through? I see some familiar faces. What's going on, everyone? I'm so glad that you are here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your time. Welcome to the UNSTUCK formula. My name is Brad Bizjack. I'm a mindset strategist and coach. I'm an international inspirational speaker, creator of Appreciation Academy, and my mission is to show business owners. I noticed a trend in business owners, and that's self-doubt. Self-doubt kills businesses. And I have programs and work with people to teach them how to believe in themselves so they can create the life that they want. How does that sound? Creating the life that you want. This is the place where you're going to do it, where you're going to learn the 3 skills you absolutely need. If you're sick and tired of doing the same things, getting the same results, sucking the life and the joy out of your business. Like, do you ever feel that way? Like you want this to work so bad, but it's sucking the joy out of it? I've been there, man. It's a tough place. So give yourself this gift. Be present here. Be present. Turn distractions off. Turn Insta stories off. We're not watching TV when we're doing this. We're here taking notes. Super important that you're just fully present. If you have kids running around, lock them in a closet. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. That's a horrible idea. But give yourself this gift and be present here. It will be worth your time because guess what? You deserve to be here. You deserve this gift. You're in the right place. You're in the right place if you're building an online business, but you're not getting the results that you want, and growth seems frustratingly out of your grasp, or maybe you're working on personal development and you're reading the books, but you feel like something's missing, or maybe you feel inspired or motivated and it's temporary and it disappears. How many of you guys have ever been excited by a team call and then 2 days later you're back to old patterns? Anyone? What if that went away? Or maybe you want freedom from debt, from money worries, from anxiety, from stress. You want to be the best version of you so you can feel alive again instead of free falling through a black hole of negativity and blame and guilt. Or maybe you're in the right place if you're craving an action plan. You want to learn how to get out of your own way and get unstuck, and you want to see the freedom that you've been craving for years without sacrificing your happiness anymore. So that's you. I don't know if that's you, but if that's you, strap in. Maybe you're in the right place if you're already successful, but you're just not fulfilled and you feel like I always need to be achieving more. Type I'm ready if you could benefit from any of that. Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Amazing. Let's go. I'm excited. I'm honored you're here. I don't take your time for granted. This is time you cannot get back. So it's my promise to you that by the end of tonight, you're going to know exactly what's missing. You're going to know what's holding you back. Because guess what? It's your time. You fought for too long. You deserve a freaking breakthrough. And guess what? It's so much simpler than you think, because you want to know a secret? You're not missing a business strategy. You're not missing an invite strategy. You're not missing a sales strategy. You're not missing an Instagram story strategy. You're not. You have so many resources. Your business is Googleable. Network marketing is easy. Getting yourself to do network marketing is hard. That's where the game changes. When you can get yourself to do the things and think creatively about the things. That's where the game changes. Because think about this. Strategy matters. If you have a horrible invite process, you're not going to get people to sign up, right? So strategy matters. It is important. But if you either can't get yourself to do the things, or you're doing the things but they're not working for you, it's not the strategy that's the problem, guys. The way you think. So I'd like to give you guys a huge thank you for spending your time with me tonight. If you stick around with me and you hear me yap for an hour and 15, hour 20, it's a long one, but I promise you it'll be worth it. I'm going to gift you guys a workshop. It's called Shattering the 5 Entrepreneurial Fears. Because that's what holds you back, right? Let me guess. Raise your hand if you deal with stress. How about overwhelm? How about procrastination? How about perfection? How about the fear of rejection? Anyone? Any entrepreneurs out there, right? Things you're gonna face all the freaking time as an entrepreneur. Imagine if those went away. Like, what could you accomplish if those went away? And that training can be totally free. I'll show you how to claim that at the end. That class is so powerful. And so stick around me, I'll show you how to get that. But what are we gonna learn here? Really simple. I'm gonna give you my UNSTUCK formula. These are the 3 steps that radically changed everything in my life. I'm talking 92K in student loan debt to completely financially thriving, serving thousands of people in multiple countries all over the world. And I don't share that to impress you. It doesn't matter if you're impressed by me. I share it to impress upon you that you can have whatever your version of that is. So what are the 3 steps? Step number 1 is resolve inner conflict. That's step number 1, resolve your inner conflict. And we'll learn more about that in a minute. Step 2 is shatter your limiting beliefs. Because you have to believe that you're worthy of success before success is ever going to happen. Otherwise, it's 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, right? That's step 2. And step 3 is close the gap. And really what that means is get out of your own damn way. That's what that means. Get out of your own way so results stop evading you. And we're going to smash through resistance. We're going to end self-sabotage once and for all, because I've been there, man. I did not start successful. I did not. I started angry, frustrated, overwhelmed, and scared. That's where I started. And so I want to share my story with you so you can see where I came from. And then we'll dive into the content right after that, but you'll still be able to learn some things through my story. So growing up, I had an emotional roller coaster of a childhood. And it gave me really limiting beliefs about how life is. I'm curious, how many of you guys can relate to the topic of money stress, whether past or present? Money stress, anyone? Type yes in the chat box if that's you. Anyone? Money stress? I remember growing up, my parents would scream and fight and yell about money almost every single day. There was always a limitation, some form of, we can't afford that. Right? And I remember witnessing screaming matches and soap being poured in each other's mouths. Like, it was horrible. I watched my dad work 90, 100-hour weeks to barely get by. And that no matter how hard he tried, there was always too much mud at the end of the money. This translated to my adult life too, right? Whenever I got a paycheck, even if I got a pay raise, the money still disappeared. How many of you guys have ever had a bigger Beachbody check and the money still disappears? Guess what? It has nothing to do with your income. Nothing to do with your income. It's with your mindset. But I was so mad at money. I believed that once you had it, it would disappear right away. I believed it tore relationships apart. And I was so mad at it because I missed out on so much. And so I had this belief of money is bad and hard to make. And you can imagine when I started my business, I wanted to create so much success. I wanted to help all these people and earn $1 million and all this stuff. But money is bad and hard to make. If you see how that might hold me back a little bit, that's an inner conflict. And on top of the money, I had a really tough relationship with my mom. And I was really angry and I was really sad growing up. Type yes if you have someone in your life, past or present, where you have no idea who you need to be to feel worthy of their love. It's almost like you feel manipulated or guilty, or like you're walking on eggshells around that person. That's how I grew up. But I craved that person's love, right? And you do anything you can to be accepted. That was my childhood and it hurt. I was embarrassed. It felt like I was missing a beautiful piece of my life. And I just had so much blame and resentment. And I was angry and I thought that I'd never be enough. I grew up thinking I wasn't enough. So I craved validation. I needed someone else to tell me that something was a good idea. And it was terrible. You can imagine when I started a business, if I won't give myself permission and I always crave validation and don't think I'm enough, am I going to succeed? No, I'm not going to succeed. I'm going to hold myself back. Even though the idea of the dream is really exciting, I might have a picture of Alexis on my wall, but it's not going to show up on my driveway if I don't figure this out, right? So how do you think this translated to my adult life? It led to feeling empty, to chasing a dream when deep down I never knew if I'd get there. I felt like everyone had it easier than me. I felt like I was broken, like something needed to be fixed. You guys ever felt that cloudy feeling in your head where you know something's off and you need to fix it, but you don't know what to fix? And it's like nothing I did could change anything. And I remember asking the question, would I ever be able to get out of debt? It was like this huge mound of debt that I couldn't do, $92,000. Would I ever be able to travel to Italy? Would I ever be able to retire my wife? And there I was, barely scraping by. Too much month at the end of the money, mediocre and stuck. My wife, girlfriend at the time, supporting us, paying for the groceries, paying for the stuff. And I just felt insecure. Because I don't know about you, but one of my biggest insecurities in life is the fear of not being able to provide more to those that I love the most. You ever wanted to give so much more to your family, but you just can't no matter how hard you try? And it makes you feel horrible, right? That was me. And because your business is about more than just you. It's about your kids. It's about your spouse. It's about the people you love. And when you're not fulfilling that mission, it's like you're denying the people you love most the gift you know you can give them. And it hurts. And it's not have a glass of wine, binge watch Friends, and be fine tomorrow hurts. It hurts when you look in the mirror. It hurts when you wake up because you have no idea if you'll ever be enough to make it happen. That was me. deep down, I knew I was meant for so much more than what I was settling for, but I was just stuck. And I asked the painful question, would I ever be truly happy? And that question changed my life because I realized if I don't learn how to be happy now, I'm never going to have the life that I dreamed of. So I know how it feels, guys. I've played the negativity soundtrack on a loop in my head over and over and over again. It's constant start and stop again. Because for almost 5 years, I'd tell people what I wanted. I'd talk about my goals all the time. But I parked my ass on the couch and drowned my frustration in a plate of microwave nachos and 2 glasses of wine watching Breaking Bad 4 days in a row, feeling sorry for myself. And how many of you guys have ever had that beautiful experience of feeling sorry for yourself and you get kind of depressed and then you're pissed off at yourself for being depressed, right? And then you see your laptop staring at you from across the room saying, dude, change your life. You have all the tools you need, but you just don't care even though you care so much. And you just don't know how to fix it. And so naturally my life played out the same way. My business wasn't growing. My paychecks didn't have the numbers I wanted on them. And there was too much month at the end of the money. I was stuck. If I could sum up my past into one word, it's stuck. And then I'm in the middle of trying to figure out how to get out of debt. And I'm like, there's no way in hell this is ever going to happen. How am I going to get out of $92,000 of debt? And then my bank account overdrafted again. I say again because it happened all the time, but for some reason this time it clicked, it hit me, and I got so pissed off, infuriated, just so angry that I had no control over my finances. And I just hit this leverage point of enough is enough. And I realized if I wanted my life to change, I had to learn how to do it. I learned there's 3 ways to get anything you want in life. Number 1, traditional education. You'll learn some skill. Number 2, trial and error. Trial and error. And number 3, self-education. Self-education. Guess which one works the best? Self-education, right? So I realized I had to learn from people that had what I wanted, but there was one problem. I had no money. So how was I going to do it? Because I saw Jen Sincero and Brian Tracy and Darren Hardy and Tony Robbins and Brendan Burchard all saying if you want to change your life, you have to invest heavily in yourself before you can. Because it's never a lack of resources that's a problem. It's the lack of resourcefulness. It's because you don't have the resourcefulness to go after it. Give me an example. I'll give you an example. One woman to work with me one-on-one, she sold her goats. That's resourcefulness. Right? That's a true story, but that's resourcefulness, right? She found a way. But in the moment when I was starting, I was like, there's no way I can afford this. You guys ever heard the quote, if you can't afford Summit, that's why you need to go to Summit? You guys ever heard that? This is why. Because successful people think differently. Because at the same time, I was looking at all the people in my life that didn't have what I wanted. They're the people in the same spot I was. They were broke, frustrated, stressed. 98% of people out there, right? And I was looking at that, and they were all operating from the same mindset. They were saying, once I have a resource, money, time, whatever it is, once I have money, then I'll do X, invest in that seminar, invest in that coach, invest in that course, right? So I'll be successful. Once I have, then I'll do, so I'll be. That's how 98% of the world goes after big goals, and that's why 98% of the world is stuck. But then I started looking at the people that had what I wanted. And they thought about things very, very differently. They thought about things from a be, do, have mindset. They said, okay, I'm going to begin with the end in mind. What do I want to have? Okay, I want to have a 6-figure business. Amazing. All right, what would I already be doing if I had a 6-figure business? I'd be doing this many invites a day for you guys, or I'd be going to Summit. I'd be investing in my own personal growth. I'd be getting my own coach, right? I started thinking, okay, that's what I'd be doing. Who do I need to be now? Who do I need to be now? When you are the person you think you'll be when you hit your goals now, you get your goals. That's what I needed to learn. So I needed to be courageous. I needed to choose faith over fear. I needed to trust that these people that had what I wanted knew what they were talking about. So I maxed out my last credit card. Figure I'm $92,000 in debt. What's $6,000 more, right? That's where my mind was. That's how bad my money mindset was. And so I maxed out my last credit card, and I got myself a coach, a course, and a seminar. And my entire life changed. And this is where I can start adding more value to you tonight. I realized, and write this in your notes, you cannot change your life from the mindset that created your current life. You can't. It's impossible. You're already at your max. I'm at my max. Everyone in this call is at their max. You need a different way of thinking. And so I finally did that. And once I invested in that, I learned something on my very first day of investing in myself. I learned something so simple and so profound to change my life forever. I was on the phone with my coach, and I was telling her about how I was so frustrated that my business wasn't growing the way that I wanted it to. And how I'm reading the books and I'm part of the community and it's not helping. Like, why isn't this working? And she said this. She goes, Brad, business success and money will never lead to lasting happiness. Happiness will create those things. Until you learn to love your life where it is right now, you're never going to have the life that you want. Mind blown. And that changed my life forever. And it's so true. Let me prove it to you. What is the biggest goal you've ever achieved in your entire life? What's the biggest goal you've ever achieved in your entire life? Type in the chat box right now. Is it getting your CPA, having a kid, whatever it is? Like, what's the biggest goal you've ever achieved in your entire freaking life? Mine is paying off $92,000 of debt in less than a year and 9 months. Most of that within a year. That was my really big goal. What's yours? No one's got a big goal they hit? Okay, there we go. Ran a half marathon, X-ray school, creating a family, having my son. Amazing. All incredible things. All incredible things. Ran 2 marathons in a year. Fantastic. Paramedics license. Question. How long did the happiness last? How long did your happiness last when you accomplished that goal? 2 hours? 2 days? Maybe 2 weeks? Maybe, right? Mine was 5 days. Right? The biggest goal you've ever achieved in your entire life, and the happiness lasts for 2, 3, 4, 5 days. And you think right now that business success is going to make you happy? You got another thing coming. No, it's not. Your happiness will create success. That's where the game changes. That's what I became obsessed with. Happiness is what I mastered. Appreciation is what I mastered, because write this in your notes. Appreciation is the master skill to business. Because when you're grateful for wherever you are, you find the lesson to break through. That's become my life's work. But it's only when I started using the 3 things we're going to talk about today that everything changed. So I've seen both sides, guys. I've lived both sides. I look back at my life just a couple of years ago. Would I ever be able to get out of debt, travel to Italy, my dream place I wanted to go, retire my wife? We did all of it. We did all of it. And I don't share that to impress you. It doesn't matter if you're impressed by me. I share it to impress upon you that you can create whatever your version of that is. You just got to take it. And so if it's okay with you, I like to show you how I did it. Because it hasn't just affected me, it's affected hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of my clients and thousands of my listeners all across the world that can change your life too, if you apply it. So if you're ready, type I'm ready, and let's dive into number 1, resolve your inner conflict. This is about taking the inner conflicts that you don't even realize are there right now, letting go of those past hurts and changing what the past means to you. And this is critical because, write this down, inner conflict is the killer of most businesses. If you grow up thinking that you're not enough, do you think that affects the way you invite? Massively, right? We have to resolve that crap. So you've got to start seeing your past as a great thing, no matter how painful. Because I'm going to be very bold. Whatever you've been through doesn't freaking matter. It doesn't matter if you had something as extreme as sexual assault or something as simple as missing Success Club 5. Doesn't matter if you went to jail. Doesn't matter if you lost a child, if you were addicted to alcohol or drugs, if you didn't get to elite this year. All those things are very important and they're beautiful blessings in your life, but they do not dictate your future. Because write this down, the past only becomes the future if you live there. The past only becomes the future if you live there. So I'm curious, what stories from your past have you used to limit you? What stories from your past have you used to limit you? Think about it. What stories have you used to limit you? Have you ever set less ambitious goals because you haven't been able to achieve goals in the past? Anyone? Anyone? Right? So how do we break through this? Really simple. We change what the past means to us. And this doesn't need to be a big traumatic thing. It doesn't need to be sexual assault. It can be missing Success Club or not getting your to-do list done. It can be anything. But we have to change what our past means to us regardless of the severity of it. Because your life is made up of 2 things. Number 1, it's made up of events. That's it, events. And number 2, the meaning you give to each event. That's it. That's your entire life in a nutshell. Events and the meaning you give to each event. Okay? So let's say that I'm hanging out with, who am I going to pick on here? Don't worry, you're not going to have to talk. Let's say I'm hanging out with Holly. Holly and I are hanging out, and we're walking into a Jamba Juice because you know what? I just finished the Ultimate Reset and I was craving Jamba Juice on the Ultimate Reset. By the way, I lost 19 pounds in that program. Your program's amazing, by the way. Fantastic, right? Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. Anyways, so Holly and I are walking into Jamba Juice, and we're walking in, and I decide to open the door for Holly. She's so grateful, so excited, so happy. Why is that? Is it because I opened the door? Or is it because of her interpretation of what that gesture means? It's the meaning. Because I could open the door for Holly to Jamba Juice, and she's all pissed off thinking, I can get it myself, you pig, I don't need you. She would never do that. You can obviously tell she's a wonderful person, right? But did the event ever change? No, I still opened the door for Holly. Her meaning changed. Does that make sense? So let's elevate that to the most painful situation in your whole life, right? Positive talk, Brad, right? But seriously, what's the most painful story you have about your life? And what's the meaning you're giving it right now? What's the meaning you're giving that story right now? Is it mommy issues? Is it daddy issues? Is it relationship issues, money issues, failure in business? What baggage are you giving a disempowering meaning to unconsciously without realizing that you're doing it? Because write this down, life changes the moment you put intentionality behind the meaning of everything. If you intentionally choose a meaning that leads to a better life, you win the game of life. That's what you have to do. You have to find a meaning that empowers you to act. I changed what my mommy issues meant to me. Whatever you're facing, you got to change what it means to you. There's something there that's beautiful. How many of you are better parents now because you didn't like the way your parents parented you? Anyone? Anyone? Or part of it, right? Amazing. That would be one example. How many of you guys are a better spouse because you didn't like the example in your parents' relationship? That's another example, right? So there's something that's a blessing. That's a blessing that you're seeing, but with these painful things, we like to hold on to the pain because it gives us a reward. It gives us a reward to have a reason why we don't need to take responsibility for our lives. Responsibility doesn't mean that it's your fault. It means that you are able to respond in the future. That's responsibility. You are proactively choosing your response, right? So there's something beautiful in your life because of your pain. Let me give you a beautiful example of something severe. Every year, I work with a handful of people one-on-one, and we work and we just flip this around, right? And it was a woman last year around this time who was sexually assaulted by multiple men in her family when she was a little girl. Self-confidence destroyed. You want to know what the meaning she gave that situation was? I'm worth nothing. That's the meaning. And that was the meaning her entire life. And how do you think that translated to relationship? Not very good. How do you think it translated to money? Not very good. Her son was addicted to heroin, right? Like all these horrible, horrible things happen, right? And from going through this process of changing the meaning, we don't have time to do this today. I'll give you guys an opportunity to work with me on a deeper level at the end to figure out how to do this. But when she changed the meaning, I know what she said. She said, you know what? It made me extremely strong in a way that I know I can survive anything. It gives me so much intuition and awareness of the intentions of other people. And you know what? It gives me deep love and compassion for other women who have been through the same thing. And I'm going to dedicate my life to making sure they break through that pain way faster than I ever did. Holy cow. That's a meaning change. Do you think her life changed a little or massively? Massive life change. But guess what? She was still raped. The event never changed. She changed what opening the door to Jamba Juice meant to her. Are you willing to do that with your own limiting stories? You don't control what happened. You can't go back and change it, but you do control what it means to you. And it does not need to be a big trauma. It can be missing Elite last year, missing Success Club last month. It can be anything. Let me give you an example from my life. I didn't even tell you guys this, but my grandmother saved up $40,000 for me to go to college. And when I got to college, it was gone, taken, used. So it put me almost 6 figures in debt with the loans that I had already taken out. If that didn't happen, there's no way I would have been so hungry for freedom. So I'm so grateful it did. If my parents didn't scream and yell and fight and eventually get divorced, there's no way I'd be nearly as loving of a husband as I am to her. So I'm grateful that happened. If love wasn't used as a weapon against me at times growing up, I wouldn't have so much empathy and so much skill where I can see what someone says they're going through and pierce through the actual problem that's holding them back. So I'm so grateful it happened. If my business didn't fail for years, there's no way I would have learned what I needed to learn to create freedom in my life. So I'm thankful for that. So take an analysis. what did your past actually create that's beautiful? Because you can focus on why it sucked, or you can focus on why it's great. Because write this down, what's wrong is always available to you. But so is what's right. So is what's right. So what if you stop making those situations wrong and you start making them right? Like, they made who you are today. Did it hurt? Yeah, absolutely. Is it still painful? Probably, but it wasn't wrong. Because what if that person played the role they were meant to play? And if they were different, you wouldn't be here right now on this journey. What if what they did was never wrong in your creator's eyes? You don't control what happened, but you choose to respond differently. You choose to take responsibility by responding differently. That's where the game changes. Because life is going to continue to teach you the lessons you need to learn to live the life that you're meant to live. And those lessons will get louder and louder and louder. Your life starts to change when you adopt a new meaning to your pain and you stop feeling sorry for yourself. The next year does not need to be the same as the last year. Biography is not destiny. You got to rewrite the narrative of your life story, guys. It doesn't matter how much life is raining in your parade. You got to learn how to change it. Because what if the worst days of your life were secretly the best days of your life in disguise? What if your trauma has the gift inside of it to lead you to emotional freedom? And what if you adopt a belief tonight that life is always happening for you and not to you? And when you switch that in your mind, the game changes forever. When you let go of that inner conflict, you feel magnetic. And when you feel magnetic, guess what happens? People want to be part of your business. It becomes easy to do. So you have to see your past as a great thing. So step one, if you ever want to get unstuck, you have to resolve your inner conflicts, not just come to terms with the past and forgive when you don't want to, or let go when you don't want to, but take it a step further and actually be genuinely grateful it happened. Until that's resolved, you're going to feel stuck, spinning your wheels. So that's step one. Type yes if you think you can use this in your life, your business, your marriage, everything in your life. Amazing. Let's move on to step number 2, shall we? You guys find this valuable? Is this useful? Awesome. Let's move on to step number 2, shattering your limiting beliefs. Okay? This is a big one. Because every single person on earth has limiting beliefs. And if you don't believe you have a limiting belief, that is a limiting belief. So start there. That's a limiting belief, right? So we need to change this. So how do we do it? 3 steps. Step 1, identify your limiting beliefs. Step 2, link pain to them so you have to change them. This will make sense in a second. And step 3, replace them with an empowering question. We'll go through each of these. So let's start with part 1, which is identifying what your limiting beliefs are. In step 1, resolve your inner conflict, you found where those limiting beliefs might stem from. And once you identify what they are, you can start to change them. Because if you listen to those narratives objectively, like you ever been in the shower and you hear your voice going a million miles an hour in your head and it's crazy, and you never hang out with that person if it were a real person, but you listen to that person every day of your life, you know what I'm talking about? Like, if you were to listen to that voice objectively, you'd realize that the stuff you're saying is not empowering you. So we need to see it as a different voice. And once we do that, we can identify what those beliefs are. And this is so important because write this down. Whatever you repeat to yourself consistently, you will believe whether it's bullshit or not. Whatever you repeat to yourself consistently, you will believe whether it's bullshit or not. So if you say something negative enough times, you'll believe it. So let's do an example right now. In the chat box, type something negative that you say about your business on a regular basis. What's something negative you say about your business on a regular basis? Type it in the chat box. Let's get vulnerable. Let's get real. What is that for you? It's not going anywhere. Great, Danielle. What else, guys? What else? What are you saying to yourself? No one wants to join me. This is hard. People won't want to join me. I'm not successful. Great. Thank you for your vulnerability, guys. So I'm about to teach you what's called the vicious cycle of negative self-talk. Okay? And all of these beliefs apply. From whatever you typed in, do you think that has an impact on the level of potential you tap into? Massively. It goes way down, right? Way less potential. And from less potential, what happens to the amount of action that you take? Does it go up or down? Down. And from lower action, what happens to the results you get? Better or worse results? Way worse results. And from worse results, what happens to that belief? Gets way worse, doesn't it? Then what happens to your potential action, results, belief, potential action, results, belief? It's a downward cycle over and over and over again. So we have to change this. You have to believe that you're enough before the evidence of your business ever says that you're enough. How do you do that when the results aren't showing that yet? Really, really simple. We move on to part 2 of shattering your limiting beliefs, which is link pain to your beliefs so much so that you have to change. We need to start thinking in terms of consequence. Right now, everything you do in life is driven by your need to avoid pain or to gain pleasure. Everything you do, what you wore today, what type of makeup you buy, where you shop, why you showed up at this webinar, everything you do is driven by your need to avoid pain or to gain pleasure. It's how we're wired as humans, okay? So most of the time, like how many of you guys, by the way, are self-proclaimed procrastinators? Anyone? Self-proclaimed procrastinators? What does that mean? Procrastination literally just means that you perceive taking action would be more painful than doing nothing. That's all procrastination is. You'll receive less pain by doing nothing. So how do we change this? We start using pain instead of pain using us. We see pain as a gift. Why? Pain's a great thing. It causes us to move, right? You touch a hot stove, what happens? You pull your hand away. It's a great thing. Most of us are just unconscious to how powerful this is. Because when you think in terms of consequence, you will change. You can do this with procrastination. You can do this with your limiting beliefs. For example, if you start looking at, I'm not good at social media, or I don't meet metrics, or why would people want to join me? And you look at that and you start saying, what is that costing me to believe that? What is it costing me emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially, mentally, 6 months from now, 2 years from now, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the road? What is it costing me to believe that bullshit? And I want you to get dark. What will it ultimately lead to? If you don't go through this, you keep being obsessed with your business, totally burnt out, it's not working. Do you drive your spouse away? Like, I'm talking get dark, get deep, get alone. And I want you to start thinking in terms of consequence of what happens if you don't change. Because guess what? If there's enough pain there, what's going to happen? You're going to pull that hand away from that hot stove. Does that make sense? So I want you to think about your limiting beliefs are like a record that's playing, okay? And it's playing over and over and over again. It's all we know how to listen to. But the minute you link enough pain to it, it's like taking a knife and scratching that record down the middle. And if you scratch a record enough times, is it going to be able to play? No. So you're going to take it off the record player, and now you have an opportunity to put a new empowering record on that record player. That's how limiting beliefs work. This is called neuro-linguistic programming. You don't need to know that. That's just what it is, okay? And so you're scratching that record with pain. So how many of you guys, how many of you guys have ever seen A Christmas Carol? You guys ever seen A Christmas Carol with Scrooge, right? And I learned this from Tony Robbins. In one night, he goes from like the biggest ass in the world to like the nicest guy the next morning. Why? Because 3 neuroassociative conditioning specialists show up at his house. The ghost of Christmas past, present, and future, right? And what do? They link so much pain to the way that he lived, the way he's living, and the way that he will live if he keeps this up. So much pain that he has to change. You're just going to do that to yourself. You're going to Scrooge yourself, right? That's what you're going to do. You're going to do this to yourself. When you do that, you have an opening to replace that belief with something empowering. So once you've scratched that record and you have that, you don't want to listen to that belief anymore because there's so much pain there, you have an opportunity. That opportunity leads us to step 3, which is replace the belief with empowering questions. Okay? Your life is a reflection of the habitual questions you ask yourself. So you ever wondered, like how many of you guys have the program, there's a new one, Beachbody coaches have the BAR program, right? What's that one? Bar Blend or something, right? I work with a lot of Beachbody coaches, okay? And so in there, there's the affirmation cards. And they're amazing. They're amazing. They're super empowering. They're wonderful. They're uplifting. But have you ever gotten to the affirmation card of I am enough and your brain goes, no, you're not? You know what I'm talking about? Like you get to you ever notice affirmations don't work for you? Like you say, I'm debt free. Your brain goes, no, you're not, right? That's what happens when you try to do affirmations. Why is that? Because there's no emotional intensity linked to the affirmation. If you ever want an affirmation to work, it needs to be said with so much emotional intensity that it sticks. Like I'm talking scream it in the car. That's how intense. Let me give you an example of why emotional intensity is important. How many of you guys have ever I knowed your way out of anything? Like, I know I need to invite, I know I need to go live, I know I need to post on social media. Raise your hand if you've done that. If I knowed your way out of anything. Cool, you just gave yourself up because when you say I know, it means literally you don't know. That's what it means. Because the way that you actually know, you have a cognitive understanding of what you should be doing. That's what it is. But if there's emotional consequence linked to not taking action, guess what? You'll do it. And you won't say, I know anymore, because it will already be done, right? So we need to link emotional intensity to an affirmation if it's going to work. Let me give you another example. Where were you? Type in the chat box. Where were you on 9/11? Where were you on 9/11? Type in the chat box. Wisconsin Dells. I was in 7th grade industrial something class. Where were you guys? Kindergarten, 1st grade? Amazing. Fantastic. Too young to remember? Okay, yeah, wherever you were, amazing. But question, where were you on 8/11/2001? You have no idea. Why? Unless it's your wedding day, you have no emotional intensity linked to the day, right? That proves emotional intensity is everything. So if you ever want an affirmation to work, it has to be powerful. When you say, I'm completely debt free, earning $100,000 in my business this year, your brain calls BS. But what happens when you turn it into a question? Because I'm sure you can't stand up in your office in the middle of the day and scream, I'm a millionaire, right? So what happens when you turn it from, I'm completely debt free and earning $100,000 in my business to, how can I become completely debt free? And how can I earn $100,000 in my business? What does your brain do? It doesn't question you. It helps you. It looks for the answer. It doesn't call BS. So if you want your life to change and you want those limiting beliefs to be replaced, you have to learn what questions to ask yourself. Let me give you one more example. If you were on a call with me, I think about a year ago, don't cheat. Okay? Look around the room you're in right now and count up the number of things you can find that are red. Ready, go. Look for red, look for red, look for red, look for red. Count things that are red, look for red, look for red, look for red, look for red. Some of you are like, why the hell is he doing this? Look for red, look for red, look for red, look for red. Some of you are looking at me. That must mean that I'm red. Look for red, 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 look for red. Keep looking for red, look for red, look for red. Type in the chat box. How many things did you find that were red? 4, 7, 11, 6, 16. Amazing, guys. Great job. Fantastic work. You all passed with flying colors, but question, how many things did you find that were blue? No idea. Why? Because you weren't looking for blue. But check this out. Look around the room you're in right now and count up all the things you can find that are blue. I bet there's some Beachbody blue laying around. Wouldn't you agree? Look for blue. Look for blue, look for blue, look for blue, look for blue, look for blue. Keep looking for blue, look 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 for blue. Now you're looking at me. I must be blue. Look for blue, look for blue, look for blue. Type in the chat box. How many more things did you find that were blue? Where did it come from? Where did it come from? You guys are all super excited about blue. How many of you guys even saw green and pretended it was blue just so you'd feel successful at this exercise? You know who you are, right? So what's my reason for bringing this up? When you focus on red, you don't see blue. When you focus on blue, you don't see red. How the heck does that have to do with business? Well, when you focus on what you don't want, that's doubt, skepticism, pain, limiting beliefs, all that crap you typed in before. You don't see blue. What's blue? Your biggest dreams in life. What you want most. You won't see it. When you look for one, you won't find the other. And here's the problem. It's actually your default setting to look for red. It's your default setting to focus on what you don't want. Why? Because your brain isn't wired to make you happy. Your brain isn't wired to make you happy. Your brain is wired to keep you alive. So at any moment in time, it's looking for what could go wrong. It's looking for what to protect you from. So you don't set big goals because you're fearful for your life. That's what your brain does. Because millions of years ago, you weren't worried about sending an Instagram live or doing an Instagram live. You were worried about the saber-toothed tiger hiding in the bushes that was going to eat your baby. That's what you were worried about millions of years ago. We don't have the same threats, but we do have the same mind. We do have the same mind. So we need to condition blue into our mind, or else we'll automatically find red. And if we look for red, we don't see blue. Okay, so let's do one example. Ask yourself this right now. Why am I not enough to build my business? Why am I not enough to build my business? Ask yourself that question right now. Why am I not enough to build my business? Ugh, doesn't taste very good, does it? Not very fun, not very motivational. But guess what? You look for the answer, don't you? Because your brain is a Google search engine. it will answer whatever you type into that search bar. But unless you type in something blue intentionally, it'll automatically type in something red. And you know what's crazy? There's blue around you every freaking day to learn, to grow, to change your entire life. There is blue everywhere. But if you're looking for red, you'll never see it. How many of you guys, by a show of hands, have been in the grocery store checkout line and haven't invited the person behind you? Anyone? Anyone? Everyone? What if that person had high cholesterol and you could have saved their life with Shakeology, but no, their life's going to end 10 years early because they never found you. You had their freedom trapped in your mouth. Why? Because I don't know enough people. Because this business is hard to build. Because people don't want to join me. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Does that make sense? Some of you guys are like, I'm going to start inviting people in the grocery store now, right? There's blue everywhere. Everywhere. You just have to look for it. Otherwise, you will automatically find red. And here's where you're going to go wrong. This is where you might go wrong. You might be thinking you're asking an empowering question, but you're not. So for example, if you were to say to yourself, why is it so easy to no longer self-sabotage? That's not actually empowering. Why? Because it's focused on self-sabotage, not productivity. So you need to learn exactly what questions to ask yourself to lead to a better life. I'll give you guys an opportunity to learn how to do that later. But once you do, the game changes. Because without advanced training, you might think it's empowering, but it's not. You'll think it's an empowering question, but if you look a little closer, you're just more obsessed with the negative. And since whatever you repeat to yourself consistently, you'll believe that that's the truth, but it's not. So to sum up step number 2 of shattering your limiting beliefs, we need to A, identify what our limiting beliefs are. B, we need to link pain to those beliefs, so we have to change them. And C, we need to replace the beliefs with an empowering question. Do you think you can use this in your life, your business, your marriage, your bank account, everything? Type a big yes if this is valuable to you right now. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I'll give you a little bonus here. How many guys are in a relationship or married? Anyone? Amazing. How many guys would like more passion in that relationship? Anyone? More passion in that relationship? No one wants more passion in their relationship? You guys are having sex every day or something? Like, what's going on here? Like, more passion in your, yes, more passion. Thank you, Sierra. Beautiful. Or more deep love, more intimacy. Fantastic. Okay? What would happen if you had an alarm that went off on your phone 5 minutes before you or your spouse got home that said, why is it so easy to fall in love with my spouse again today? How would that question change your marriage? How many of you guys are parents? Raise your hand if you're a parent. What would happen if you had an alarm that went off on your phone or a reminder on the fridge 5 minutes before your kids woke up from a nap or got home from soccer practice, whatever age they're at, that said, why is it so easy to be a loving and patient mother today? Just saying. Can change the game from one single question. This was I speak at a lot of Super Saturday events. I get asked to come in and speak, and one woman came up to me, spoke on a team call, like it was 3 or 4 months ago. And she came up to me and she was like, I have to tell you, I did this with 2-star. I asked, why is it so easy to hit 2-star diamond every day for 3 months? And that day she hit 2-star diamond. That day she hit it because she asked herself empowering questions. Okay. So let's move on to step number 3. This is the magic one. Step number 3, close the gap. Close the gap. And really what that means is getting out of your own way. And this is one of the most powerful pieces of the training because it's going to give you awareness into why you're stuck. And then later I'll show you how we can break through it together. So write this down. Your problem isn't the problem, guys. How you face your problem is the problem. What that means is when you're so emotionally attached to a goal, you actually push the goal away from you. You might still achieve it. It might force your way to success, but guess what? You're not going to be happy. This is the mom that gets her to-do list done and is stressed out that she has to do it again tomorrow. This is the elite coach that is super stressed out that they have to hit elite all over again the next year or they're not fulfilled from it. So when they get to success, but they don't have fulfillment. And write this down. Success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure of life. That's Tony Robbins' quote, not a Brad quote. Tony Robbins' quote. Success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure of life. Like, if you know a rich person that's pissed off, isn't that annoying? Isn't that annoying? It's so annoying, right? So what does this mean? When you're so emotionally attached, like you need it to happen in order for you to be happy, like you push the goal away. Now, don't take this to mean you shouldn't be excited or passionate about your goals. You got to be excited or passionate. How many of you have ever not wanted to get your hopes up for a big goal or big dream because you don't want to fail? Anyone? Here's the problem. I hate to break it to you. The only way to achieve big goals is to get your hopes up. It's the only way, because it's the only way to create the energy to create the goal. So you got to get your hopes up. But if you've ever been pushing so hard for a goal to come true, but it's like no matter how hard you focus on it, it evades you, there's a reason. It's because you're attached. You're attached to the dream instead of committed to the dream. It's because you have a mindset of, this must happen, and then I can allow these emotions to happen in my life. Then I can feel fulfilled. Then I can feel happy. Have you ever if you feel that way, by the way, doesn't building a business always kind of suck? Like if you're always stressed out and attached to your goals, even if you put on a smiley face on the outside, on the inside, doesn't it kind of suck still? It's not fun to build a business that way. You're just constantly stressed out and it feels insurmountable. It feels defeating. And you think that's how building a business is, guys. But guess what? If you're stressed out building a business, you're building a business wrong. It's not stressful to build a business. You're just thinking about it the wrong way. And I'll teach you how to break through this in a second. Okay? If you want your life to change, your marriage to change, your bank account to change, everything to change, you need to understand one major key concept. One major key concept. You ready for it? I already said it. Business, success, and money don't create lasting happiness. Happiness creates those things. Happiness and appreciation for the journey and the challenge. That's how you overcome the challenge. Most people don't get that. I didn't. It's why I stayed stuck. I said, I should be further along. I should be at that income. I should be in that many countries. I should. And I was shooting all over myself, right? I wish I was further along. I said it wasn't okay to be where I was now. I was missing the whole point. The whole point was, until you learn to love where you are, you're not going to have what you want. Guys, this is why Shaun T, I'm a big Shaun T guy, talks about in his programs. If you want to lose weight, you got to love the body you already have. Why would he say that? Because your body, your life, it's the only thing that's going to get you to press play, or the only thing that's going to get you to invest in yourself, to change your life. So why would you hate the only thing you have to create change? It doesn't make sense. Seeing your current good is the fastest way to increase more good. Does that make sense? Most people try to climb this big mountain of success saying, I'll be happy when I get to the top. Like put your dream on top of a mountain for a second. The problem with that is it's the same thing as stepping off the trail on a hike, blindfolding yourself, and then trying to sprint to the top of a mountain. That's what it's like if you're attached instead of committed. That's what it's like. Because you're going to leave the trail, you're going to trip, you're going to fall, you're going to break an ankle, fall off a cliff and die. Nothing you do is going to work. And even if you magically get to the top, you're not going to see any of the beauty around you because your blindfold's on. This is the elite premier success club coach that doesn't feel like they did enough. They just feel stuck. Not a fun place to be. But how many of you guys have ever gone hiking? Raise your hand if you've gone hiking. Amazing. When you go hiking, do you blindfold yourself? No. And do you step off the trail? Maybe if you're crazy, but no, you don't step off the trail, right? You follow the trail that life gives you, the mountain gives you, that leads you to the top. And guess what? Isn't it so much easier to get to the top of the mountain by following the trail? Absolutely. Guess what? Success is the same way. It's the same way. You take your blindfold off. You relax. You have some fun with your friends. You appreciate the wildlife, the scenery, the journey to get there. You appreciate the creek you cross, the mountains in the background. And when you get to the top of that mountain, you celebrate the crap out of it because it shows you that you can do it again tomorrow with even more love in your heart. That's the magic. When you learn how to actually appreciate the journey, not having it just be a quote card you put on Instagram. When you actually live it, that's where the game changes. What if you adopt a belief tonight? From now on, you're going to be committed to your dreams, not attached to your dreams. You're going to go after these 4 vital behaviors, not just for the goal, but instead for the person you become, the lives you touch, the growth you experience. What if that becomes your new motive? Personal growth and the outcome. Nothing wrong with the outcome, that too. You can have it all. But if your goal is personal growth, Even when that mountain is going downhill, that trail is going downhill, coach quits, return order, drop in rank, miss success club, volumes lower. If your objective is personal growth, guess what? You learn something instead of hate something. You learn something instead of hate something. And when you learn something, you realize, oh my gosh, my shoe's untied. I'm going to tie it so I don't get blisters, and you get to the top faster. Does this metaphor make sense? Being committed to the dream, not attached to the dream. You know that feeling you have in your heart? How many, if you're being totally honest, type yes. If you feel like you kind of have to force yourself to do this sometimes. You got to force yourself to do this business. And be honest, it's okay if you are. That's fine. I was there too for a while. But that feeling of having to force things, force your leadership, force your business, force your invites, force your social media, what if that went away? And you just felt alive again. You felt on fire again. And you felt this annoyingly happy energy again. People would want to join you. They don't even care what it costs. They just want to join you because they want to be part of your life. They feel you. Guys, there's a very big difference between push motivation and pull motivation. Push motivation, that's willpower. That's forcing yourself to do something. And guess what? It works. Willpower is great. It gets you started, but it does not last. If you consistently rely on willpower for the rest of your life, you will lead to burnout. How many of you guys know that feeling pretty well? Being burnt out. That's what happens when you consistently rely on willpower. When you have pull motivation, heart power, that's where you don't have to work hard to work hard. That's where you just feel fully alive in everything you do. And you just want to do it. And I'll teach you how to get there, but let's show you the importance of this real quick. So draw a couple of circles in your notebook right next to each other, okay? Just like a Venn diagram without the overlap, okay? And above the left circle, write the word attachment. Above the left circle, write the word attachment. And above the right circle, write the word commitment. Attachment and commitment. So let's say, then by the way, by a show of hands, how many of you say, if you're being totally honest, that you live in a state of attachment more than you like to admit? State of like, I need this to happen and then I'll be successful. Okay, cool. Awesome. A lot of you guys, great. So when you're in that state of attachment, I need this to happen and then I can feel fulfilled. Type in the chat box and simultaneously write in the left circle, in that attachment circle, what emotions do you feel daily? What emotions do you feel when you're living in a state of attachment? I'll give you some prompts, maybe frustration. Type in the chat box what you think. Frustration, not good enough, Elizabeth, good. Stressed, Anya, amazing. What else do we got? Not enough. Fear, doubt maybe, stress, self-doubt, yes. Pain, scarcity, procrastination, frustration, stress, unhappy, defeated, doubt, overwhelmed, mentally tired, amazing, right? All these are whatever you can think of it as it applies to you when you're attached in that left circle. In the left circle. Okay, now let's say that you learn the skills necessary to just kind of let go and just feel fulfilled no matter what happens, and you learn how to be committed, super pumped about the peak and pumped about the climb, and you're relaxed and enjoying life along the way. If you're committed instead of attached, type in the chat box and write in that right circle under commitment. What emotions do you feel then? I'll give you some prompts because I got them on my wall. Love, maybe presence, vitality, energized, empowered, good, excitement, free, freaking pumped. Yes, Ariana, amazing. What else? Maybe acceptance, playful, passionate, alive, intelligent, creative, successful, happy, appreciative, fun, yes, abundance, confidence, motivation, all fantastic answers. Write these in the right circle under commitment. And the list goes on, okay? So let's be real for a second. Look at those two circles. Which of those two circles are you going to be able to build a business from? Which of those two circles are you going to be able to make more money from? Which of those two circles are you going to have a better relationship from? Better marriage from? Better parenting from? Do you see the problem here? Write this down. Until I learn to live in a regular state of commitment, I will feel stuck regardless of how much I achieve. Until I learn to live in a regular state of commitment, I will feel stuck regardless of how much I achieve. You're gonna feel like you're so behind. You're gonna go through the motions, but you're gonna be in a constant haze. You'll see other people flying by you and you'll think something's missing, but you're not broken and no one needs to fix you. So I want to take you through one more exercise. It's different from what we did the last time. You don't need to understand it, but play ball with me here, okay? Because it can change your life if you do it. So sit up nice and tall in a bubbly position, whatever that means for you. If you're laying down, sit up and close your eyes. And take a really big deep breath in your nose. Exhale out your mouth. Another one, really big deep breath in your nose. Exhale out your mouth. One more time just for fun, a really big deep breath in your nose. Exhale out your mouth. Maybe you got a booger that went up there, didn't you? But keep your eyes closed. Keep your eyes closed. And I want you to picture your life at the end of your life. Like imagine you're like 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 150, wherever. Old granny status. Go to old granny status right now. And when you're at old granny status, what do you want that to look like? Keep your eyes closed and picture it. Let that smile creep out a little bit. Picture what it feels like to live the life that you desire. What do you want to feel at the end? What do you want to be? Who do you want to be? And imagine building the life of your dreams for a minute. Picture yourself living it and feel that. Picture what it feels like to serve all those people. Building the income of your dreams. Keep your eyes closed. Just do this for you right now. Changing your family's future forever. And feel that smile. And picture your kids, picture your spouse, maybe your future grandkids. Picture the amazing memories you're going to make. Picture the life of total freedom you're going to have. What emotions are you going to experience? Is it peace? Is it gratitude? Happiness, freedom, joy, relaxation? Probably the emotions that you think success will bring, but you just felt them right now. And picture those emotions and feel that in your heart and try to triple the amount of overwhelming gratitude and intensity that you have for that beautiful vision of your future. And feel that in your heart right now. And now, in this beautiful state, imagine it getting ripped away from you. Don't open your eyes. Don't comfort yourself. Flash it all back until now. You never learn the skills you need to learn. You never resolve inner conflicts. You never shatter limiting beliefs. You never learn how to be happy along the way. You settle. And imagine the pain on the inside. Don't comfort yourself. Imagine the pain on the inside right now. Feel what it feels like to have that dream ripped away from you, and do whatever you need to do with your body to tense up and mimic that emotion. Do it right now. Feel that pain on the inside. What does it feel like to disappoint your family? Disappoint your future, to go against what you know in your life you're meant to do? If you keep playing small, if you keep living in fear, what happens? What changes? Absolutely nothing. And imagine what it does to the relationships of those that you love the most. You keep obsessing over your business, but you're not present with them. They end up resenting you. Do you end up roommates instead of in love? How does your relationship suffer if you don't change? And what about your family? How will your kids grow up? Will they believe that dreams are possible for them, or will they settle just like mom did? Will they live a life that's less than because you never made a choice to go after it? Because you didn't step up. What does it feel like to disappoint your family? And imagine the feeling of shame that you have on the inside right now. And feel the tension in your body from continuing to spin your wheels, continuing to think that something's wrong with you, continuing to never reach your true potential. What do you feel? And feel that pain on the inside right now. Do you slip into a depression? Do you live every day in anxiety? Do you wake up in 5 years from now rationalizing that it's okay that you gave up on your dream, living in a mediocre job, bullshitting through life? What are the consequences if you don't change? And open your eyes. Do you realize what's at stake here? Not just your Beachbody business. It's your life. Your life won't work out if you don't learn how to do this. It's your happiness, your passion, your most meaningful relationships ruined because you didn't step up and go for it. And you chose whatever your version of mediocrity is. Type in the chat box right now. Is that how you want to keep living? Is that how you want to keep living? Whatever your version of that is. And question 2, you willing to get out of your own way and resolve these inner conflicts and shatter your limiting beliefs and enjoy the process and finally claim the life that you're meant to have? Anyone willing to step up and do that? No one wants this to be done? Amazing. Fantastic, guys, because own that and feel it. That's yours. Don't ever let that get ripped away from you. You got to learn these skills. And if you don't, you know the consequences. One of the 3 things we're talking about tonight, it's your recipe to get unstuck. And you know what happens if you don't do it. So right now in the chat box, let's get some participation. All 40 of you on this call. Let's get some participation here. Which of those 3 skills do you need to learn first? Do you need to resolve inner conflicts? Do you need to shatter limiting beliefs? You need to learn how to appreciate the journey and actually mean it. Which do you need to learn the most right now? Maybe if you're in the spot that I was, it's all 3. But which is it for you? No matter where you are, it's beautiful, okay? Because listen, you have one chance in this life. One. It's time to stop playing small. It's time to step up. It's time to figure this out, because write this down. You don't control the length of your life, but you do control its depth and its meaning. You weren't supposed to experience mediocrity. You're meant to feel fully alive every day, guys. God wasn't drunk on the job. You're not meant to feel like shit. And if you feel like shit, you're doing it wrong. That's what's next for you. So I'm not sure why you showed up today. Maybe you're building a business, but you're not reaching the level of success you deserve. Maybe you're hustling and reading the personal growth books and you get excited for 2 days on a team call and then it disappears, or you can't figure out what's stopping you. Maybe you want freedom from debt, from money worries, from anxiety, from stress. You want to be the best version of you so you can feel fully alive every day instead of being blown back by disappointment. Maybe you're already successful and you need to learn how to close the gap and actually enjoy your life. But either way, this will transform everything. And it's not just your business, it's your marriage, it's your bank account, it's everything. But to live this way, you absolutely must take immediate action. Just like Tony Robbins says, guys, never leave the sight of setting a goal without doing something towards its fulfillment. When you have an aha moment, a window opens up. And it's in that moment that you have an opportunity to choose either faith or fear. You can keep making decisions the same way you've always been making them and end up with the same results in your life. That's what you can do. Or you can choose to take a leap of faith. But the obvious question is how? How do you do this? How do you do this when the opposite is all you've ever known? How do you do this when it feels like the weight of the world is on your back and you can't inch forward no matter how hard you try? Well, there's 2 ways. You can keep going down the same path. And you keep trial and erroring over and over and over again, getting the same results in your business and life while going through the same pain every day, burnt out, obsessed with a business that's not working the way you want, feeling like it's easier for other people, or maybe you're already successful, but you're just not happy, trying to crawl forward, being blown back by disappointment. That's option 1. And if you're honest with yourself, is what you're doing working? That's option 1. Or option 2, you follow a really, really simple system. You make these changes happen right now. You take what took me a decade to learn and you shrink it into a couple of months. I'm sure which way you can guess I want you to go, but before I even get there, guys, how many of you realize it's not how to invite that's stopping you? How many of you realize it's this stuff that's going on? It's the emotional side of business. That's what holds people back. Self-doubt is the killer of so many businesses. And until you learn to resolve this, you're not going to have the business you want. So I want to ask your permission. Do I have your permission, guys, to share with you what the next level of learning would look like for you if you wanted to work with me on a deeper level, to learn how to implement this? Would that be okay with you guys? By a show of hands, how many of you guys are open-minded to hearing about that? Anyone? Okay, cool. I just want to make sure if it's not okay with you, I'm not going to present it. I just want to make sure I have your approval for that. And if not, guys, the content of the call is over. Feel free to hop off if you're not interested in this at all. But at this point, I am so freaking excited to invite all of you as a team to join me and 600 other Beachbody coaches in Appreciation Academy. Can you guys see my slides? Is that coming through? You can see my slides? Amazing. What is Appreciation Academy? Appreciation Academy is the step-by-step, action-ready blueprint for becoming the best version of you so you can finally get unstuck and create the wealth and freedom you want. Listen, you're already putting the obsessional focus on your business, right? Isn't it time we put some rocket fuel on it and made your growth skyrocket and free yourself of self-sabotage and limiting beliefs and that not so nice voice in your head? This program, guys, has impacted over 600 Beachbody coaches' lives. It's a strategically crafted success manual designed to help you be the best version of you so you can accomplish the scariest goals that seem so unattainable right now. This is the step-by-step roadmap for serious people, serious entrepreneurs, serious marketers, and you have 24/7 instant and lifetime access starting right now. This is for you if you're so done with negative self-talk. You're done with self-doubt. You want to be a business owner, but right now you just have a hobby. Maybe you already have a successful business, but you're not having fun. This is for you if you want confident, clear-headed growth and success, not just in your business, but in your life. It's for you if you don't want to take detours and have distractions while building this life of freedom and flexibility. And it's for you if you want to create a life for your family where you can thrive instead of scrambling to figure things out every month. This was created to help marketers and business owners who know they are destined for greatness if someone would just show them how. And so here's what you're going to learn if you decide to enroll. Either way, we'll start with phase one. Okay, these are all in bite-sized lessons, guys, 5, 10, 15 minutes in every single phase of the course, okay? These are in bite-sized lessons with homeworks and worksheets for each one. This is the foundation for your amazing life. So we're gonna clean out the gunk in your head. That's what phase one is all about. You're gonna learn how to resolve all that inner conflict we talked about today, how to come to terms with your past and be grateful for it, how to take responsibility for your life and let go of all the blame, even though if where you are isn't your fault. We resolve all the inner conflict, then we focus on your habits and we learn the truth of what's actually been holding you back and instantly beat it. So you go after your scariest dreams. You'll learn the skills you need to ditch all your poisonous habits and replace them with success-focused routines and mindsets of the world's greatest entrepreneurs. And you'll learn how to easily demolish any dream-destroying behavior you have. That's all phase one. It's all about clearing out the gunk. Then once the gunk is cleared out, just like in T25, you have alpha round, then we move on to beta round. That's the foundation. Now we're moving on to the second round, which is designing your ideal future. Okay, when's the best time to enter the woods? When you have a map, when you know where you're going. So many people don't have clarity on what they want out of their marriage, their life, their business, their bank account. They're throwing paint at a wall hoping it sticks. This phase is about getting radically clear about the life you want to create. You're going to learn how to gain clarity on your dream, figure out what you want most out of life, and craft a specific plan to get there while simultaneously annihilating fear and doubt so it doesn't stop you anymore. You'll learn how to maximize the business you're in, even if you haven't been able to grow it for years. You'll learn a practical 5-step process to literally end procrastination forever. If you apply this, you will never procrastinate again. You will learn the single fastest, most effective way to set goals and actually achieve them, regardless of how much time you have at the end of your day. You're gonna learn why to-do lists don't work and how every time you complete it, you still feel empty. You're gonna learn why you write things on your to-do list that you've already done and how to stop doing that. You'll learn how to create what's called an RPM plan. We don't have time to talk about that right now. We'll talk about it in the program, and you'll literally increase your weekly productivity by over 30% guaranteed. And then finally in phase 3, this is where the magic happens. Phase 3 is closing the gap. This is how we live in a beautiful state of peace and live in a constant state of commitment and appreciating the journey that we talked about tonight. So it's not a cliche, but you actually live it. This is where you close the gap between where you are and your wildest dreams. In this phase, again, bite-sized lessons, we literally rewire the supercomputer of your mind to focus on blue instead of red. We literally rewire it. So you're not the same person at the end. You're the more elevated version of you. You're gonna learn a 5-step process to literally choose your emotions. So every defeating situation or negative emotion is an incredible opportunity to make your goals happen faster. You'll learn how to be grateful for the life you have, even if it's not the life you want yet. And by the way, that's the key to creating an amazing life. You'll learn the art of creating your life by design by shattering limiting beliefs and turning off the negative self-talk track in your head that holds you back. You'll also learn how to easily erase the fear of judgment and just be unapologetically you. Imagine what it would mean to your audience if you were no longer a follower and you said, you know what? This is the pain I've been through. Here's what I did to get through it. Here's what you can do too. And you proudly wear your pain on your sleeve as a badge of honor instead of something to hide from. Because when vulnerability goes up, shame about life goes down. And that's what I'm gonna teach you how to do. You'll learn the single fastest, easiest, most uplifting way to eliminate all pain from your life in an instant. All your inner demons will disappear. You'll learn the reason why you sabotage and how to stop it. And you'll learn how to rely on magnetic success, where you are pulled towards your dreams instead of trying to force it through willpower. We're gonna get to pull motivation, not push motivation. But most importantly, when you finish Appreciation Academy, my promise to you, my guarantee to you is that if you do this program, you'll finally believe you're worthy of an amazing life. It's almost like all the stuff in your head is gone and you just feel alive. So you're gonna get the complete Appreciation Academy system, a total value of $9,997. Literally shaving you years and thousands of dollars off your learning curve. So you can have results way faster than I ever did. And as part of this package, guys, because you spent over an hour of your night with me, and because I can tell if 35 of you are still on this call, obviously you wanna learn about this, I'm going to include an insane amount of bonuses that I do not offer the public. You cannot find these on my website. They're only for Beachbody coaches in these promotions, okay? You're also going to get my Mindset First Aid Kit. What's my Mindset First Aid Kit? When you're feeling any negative emotion, you literally plug it into this first aid kit. It tells you exactly what to do to make that emotion melt away in seconds. Like anxiety, for example. If you feel anxiety, what happens the instant you feel it? You feel like you shouldn't feel it, so you resist it and it gets worse. This shows you how to break through that. So these negative emotions that hold your business back, they disappear in seconds instead of days or weeks. That's a value of at least $99. You should actually increase that. Yours included for free. You're also going to be able to take this on the go. So if you're feeding a kid or heading to soccer practice, you can listen to this in the car with the audio version. And there's customization tools to each lesson. So it's not theory. You apply it to your specific life. A value of at least $594, yours included for free. Then we turn the heat up a little bit. And you also get my Have Fun with Sales bundle. This will teach you how to generate well over $100,000 in challenge pack sales, guaranteed if you apply it. You will learn how to gain people's trust in seconds, even if you've never met them. How to beat 99% of sales objections before they ever happen. And get this, all of you are in network marketing, so you have to learn how to love selling. And if you don't love selling, you're not going to be successful. This is going to teach you how to fall in love with sales and see it as a service to others instead of something that you're doing that hurts them. It's a game changer for your business, guys. A value of $498, yours included for free. You're also going to get my spousal support and love and intimacy combo bundle. This training gives you the tools to reignite the spark in your relationship, to take you from roommates to fully in love, or if you're not in a relationship, to find the right one, and how men and women operate, or masculine and feminine energy operates through the power of polarity. You're gonna learn how to find that passion again. My wife and I have more energy in our marriage now than we did when we began our relationship. I'll teach you how to do that. And on top of that, I'll give you my spousal support training, which teaches you how to get consistent support in all of your entrepreneurial endeavors. Imagine your spouse, even if they're your biggest enemy right now, saying, yeah, you need to go to Summit. Imagine what that would feel like to have undying spousal support. I'll give you both of those trainings, a value of $298, yours included for free. I'm also going to include time mastery. This has been tested on moms with 7 kids, a husband that works, and they own a business. It's been tested on them. This program guarantees that you will find a minimum of 20 more hours in your week that you did not know existed. So even the busiest mom can crush her business, a value of $199, yours included for free. You're also going to get access to our private Facebook group. This is magic. It's insane. These are people that are in the weeds with you. Imagine the biggest challenge group, most amazing challenge group you've ever run on steroids. That's what this is. And by the way, you are not alone. You get so much feedback on your stuff, and it's not a bot or an assistant that answers you. I answer you. I have been part of programs where I get dumped into a Facebook group and the instructor disappears. I spend time every week commenting and answering your questions. So this is a value of $997, yours included for free. And finally, you're going to get weekly office hours. What's weekly office hours? Free life coaching every single week. Free life coaching every single week. 24/7, there's a Google form available in our private members only Facebook area. You can keep it anonymous and you can ask me any question about any part of your life, whether it relates to content or anything personal, anything going on. And every week I go live on Tuesdays, and sometimes that day changes. I go live and you have the recording for life, and it answers your specific questions. This is a full service organization, guys, about radically changing your whole life, and I will be there for you every single step of the way. And this value is honestly priceless, because this has changed so many lives. It's saved marriages, it's helped people with suicidal thoughts. It has literally taken people that want to build 6-figure businesses and show them how to build 6-figure businesses, and they did it. Okay, so I just want to read one testimonial real quick, and then I'll show you how you can claim it, and then we'll hop off here, okay? So this is from my client, Rochelle, who's also a Beachbody coach. She said, while I intended for change in just my business, this has impacted all parts of my life, because the way we think about everything impacts all the actions we take in all aspects of our life. You learned that tonight, guys, right? Emotion trumps everything. I've gained an amazing tool set that I apply daily. When I feel stuck or unsure, I have my mindset family in a tight-knit Facebook group. Other members have become close friends and true supporters who get it. They get it. Brad always provides so much support on his personal feedback in his office hours. I've changed the way I think about myself. I celebrate my wins. I catch myself before I find myself struggling. The most important to me of all, though, is I've literally been glowing with happiness and shining as a growing leader, and my teammates see it. I hit business goals that I hadn't hit for 7+ months. all because my mindset and energy changed. I truly found my purpose, what sets my soul on fire to show up for others and myself. I feel so much more confident knowing I have access to this for life. And guys, on the sales page, I'll give you in just a second, there are dozens of other testimonials just like this from other Beachbody coaches. So here's what I'm offering you guys to radically change the entire course of your life, save you years of pain and suffering, going through anxiety over and over and over again, just to feel totally obsessed with your business, being totally burnt out and not having the results you deserve. Now, obviously, I'm not going to charge you $12,682 for this. But if I did charge you 12 grand and all it did was unlock your potential and you earned a six-figure income this year and you resolved every bit of inner conflict you had, and it taught you how to finally believe in yourself and how to have fun along the way while doing all of that, wouldn't that be worth 12 grand? Guys, this is why my one-on-one clients invest 5 figures a year to work with me one-on-one, because guys, they don't see this as a cost. It is an investment. Remember what I said at the beginning about my choice to go after personal growth. I was in a spot where money was tight. I get it. But there will have to be a point in your life where you choose faith over fear. That's what I chose. I chose to take a leap of faith and change my entire life. And that's what these people did with me too. It's not going to Target and buying a t-shirt. You are investing in your future. You've already seen, guys, how this is worth $12,000. You're not going to be paying that today. It's not going to cost you 12 grand. It's not even going to cost you half of that at $6,000. It's not even going to cost you what I charge the regular public at $19.97. This entire system, you can get started with a payment plan to pay this off for literally $97. That's it. All of that for $97 getting started today. Your entire life is radically changed. Your business is unstuck. You create the wealth, the freedom, the happiness you deserve. And get this, you have zero risk. Meaning, if you go through this program, hear me loud and clear, you got to do the work. If you complete the course, not start the course, complete the course and finish the exercises for the lessons, and you don't notice this radically change all parts of your life, I will gladly give you a refund, no questions asked, let you keep the products and all the bonuses, and I'll even send you a $20 Amazon gift card so you can buy the personal growth book of your choice that you think can teach you this better. That's how confident I am that this will change your entire life. Tony Robbins says it's in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. How much longer are you going to wait to take a leap of faith in yourself? How much longer are you going to stay in scarcity and wait to choose an abundant mindset, to realize that money always comes back? The time you spend trial and erroring doesn't. It's time to invest in your growth, to stop praying life changes, to learn from someone who's done this. Lean into your heart. Do something uncomfortable that moves your life in a totally new direction, because choice one is to do nothing. And if you do nothing with what we talked about today, you'll feel stuck because you'll know what to do, but you won't know how to do it. Or choice two, take a leap of faith. Test it out for 90 days. Watch it change your whole life. And if you know in your heart if your gut is saying, yeah, this is it. I know I'm scared, but this is it. What I want you to do right now to claim this system for $97 is head to bradbizjack.com/webinar. Again, that's bradbizjack.com/webinar to get started tonight. But remember what I said in the beginning. Last thing real quick. I said in the beginning about that fear training, stress, overwhelm, perfection, procrastination, and rejection, how they overtake you, shattering the 5 entrepreneurial fears. Well, if you enroll by midnight Eastern time tonight, meaning in the next hour and a half, this training is included for you as well for free. This is not included in any other offer. This is just for you if you enroll by midnight tonight, but it's for my fast action takers that are going to choose faith instead of fear. This bonus is available for you by midnight Eastern time tonight. Guys, do this as a team. If you guys enroll in this program and more than 10 of you decide to enroll, I will even give you a prorated refund of an additional 5% off. That, like, and Julian has the image that explains this. But guys, do this as a team. Grow together in your personal growth, because this has impacted hundreds of people in your organization. And on the page, you'll see so many other Beachbody coaches' testimonials. And it's even endorsed by the top leaders in your entire company. Jamie Fitzpatrick, Jen Richardson, Micah Folsom, you name it. Jen Richardson even says, Appreciation Academy is the missing link that every Beachbody coach needs to finally see success in their business. Micah Folsom, you guys know that is double 15-star diamond coach. I don't even know how many accolades. Says, and I quote, if you're doing all the things, but you're still not successful, or if you're successful, but you're just not fulfilled and happy, or if you can't get yourself to do the things, you absolutely must do this for yourself. It's endorsed by the top leaders in your entire organization that barely scratch the surface. You will see it on the sales page. Take advantage of the 90-day guarantee, guys. Get started for $97. Watch it radically change your whole life. Head to bradbizjack.com/webinar and get started today. So thank you guys so much for the privilege of serving you. I'm so excited to be your Coach and Appreciation Academy. I hope you got so much out of this. And Julianne, I'll turn it back to you for your closing thoughts about Appreciation Academy, about the call, and I'll have you close out the call.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brad. So grateful for you. I took 6 pages of notes. I can't wait to do some takeaways in our team page and just hear from everybody else and post about all of that. Honestly, every time I hear from you and what I've seen in Appreciation Academy is incredible and top notch. Like, you always bring it. And what I love so much too is that you give so much value. And you could walk away from this call for sure, but like, there's just so much more depth in growing. And I just really appreciate that about you. Coaches, you're incredible. And I just want you to know that this is limitless. Like, it is whatever you want in life. I always say, like, let's live more fulfilled while we work on our dreams and as we go somewhere. And I just think that that is the way to do it. And I love linking arms with you. I love that we get to work on our roles in life and not just business. Like, we are working on different aspects in our life together. And so, Brad, I just feel like you are you are that, and I really appreciate that in you. Thank you. Let's all take a picture, and then I'll post it in the team page. Brad, thank you so much. I'm gonna take a picture real fast. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, I love you all so much.